Just to let you all know, the fight on August 6th is going ahead. The contract has been signed after weeks and weeks of waiting for Jake Paul to sign up to the drug testing and potentially putting the fight at risk. He's finally signed up to the drug testing. We've agreed a contract that we're happy with, so the fight is going ahead, and I'll see you August 6th.
Those are the words of Tommy Fury as he responds with a signed contract. Okay. We did see, if you guys didn't see, Jake Paul blasting Tommy Fury for not signing the contract and potentially pulling out of the fight simply because of certain things that he mentioned regarding the team, his father coming to the U.S., of those matters. But Tommy responded. He signed the contract due to the drug test. Okay. And I want to talk to you guys about that for a minute. I remember Tyron Woodley, mentioned the face, the chin of Jake Fury. And he mentioned steroid use. He mentioned what steroids do to your face, the side effects, the undesired effects of the steroids, or PEDs, performance-enhancing drugs. And it's one of those things that just stuck with Jake Paul. He went from, having I'm not sure how it was. I always thought he had a funny face, but they did mention drug use, and that kind of just stayed with everyone. Like, hey, is he really taking something? Is he on PEDs? You know what I mean? And he did knock Tyron Spark out. So, it just makes it more suspicious when those are one of the reasons why something wasn't progressed. Okay. You heard Jake Paul say a lot about him having his team over, and that's why he hasn't signed the contract. And it made sense. It was one of those things based on what he said. It was like, hey, what does and where does this come from? I feel that Jake Paul has had a history of speculation around drug use. He's not the only one. You had Barry Bonds, Manny Pacquiao, those type of cats. And there's a lot of people that have been caught with PEDs. And I believe this, as long as you're not caught with PEDs, the rumors can be circling around you. That means you're just good at hiding the shit. Unless you're someone like Jarrell Miller, that every time you take a small amount or whatever, you get busted. So, kudos to them. However, if this all came down to the fact that he wouldn't take in the drug test, I can clearly understand that. If Tommy Fury was like, hey, listening to his dad's counsel, because John Fury mentioned, hey, look at his chin, look at his face, just like Tyron Woodley did. Woodley's mentioned that. Like, you know what? We have to check and see if this guy's on steroids, because we need an even playing field, because you are introduced into the professional world of boxing. In the professional world of boxing, we have somewhat of rules, okay? And they don't play about those drug testing. And they shouldn't, especially if you're allegedly taking drugs. If you're taking drugs to help you perform in a certain way, anything that affects the way your mind and body works, I think he should be signing that drug test. But the thing is, he signed it. That's all that matters. Tommy Fury signed it. That's all that matters. So everything that was speculated yesterday and today doesn't matter. Okay? So for us to talk about, oh man, I think Jake Paul's on something. Well, if he hasn't cycled off of it by now, we'll see. We'll see in the contract. We'll see in the drug test by him signing the contract. We'll see if he is taking something. And if he is, then it will make all the sense in the world. Okay. But yes, that's a good reason for it. And it goes to show you people that there's always two sides of the story. That's why I said in the video yesterday, Tommy Fury needs to respond to this. And not only did he respond with action. Okay. Not just saying, hey, the reason why I'm not doing that is because you haven't signed the drug test. He could have done that. And that would have been at least a reply, at least a valid response on why you haven't signed the contract. But no, he made it clear, like, look, you know what? No, we haven't signed the contract because he hasn't signed up for drug testing. When he signs up for drug testing, I'll sign the contract. But it just shows you the counsel and the professionalism when it comes to professional boxing. So you don't want to sign anything before he does. Let's say Tommy Fury signs and he didn't sign the drug test, and then he doesn't take the test like Tommy Fury wanted him to. Well, you don't have a pony in the show once you sign your John Hancock, because, there's no leverage no more. You've already signed it. You have to go along and go away with the fight now. You have to follow through. So, it was it was good to me. It was good. It was a good reason. I think it's very important for everybody to have, like Floyd, an equal playing field in the sport of boxing. And I'm glad the two guys have signed. August 6th, that's the date. I can't wait to see what happens between these two. I can't wait to see Jake Paul in there with a professional boxer for once. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.